And welcome back. Well, Donald Trump easily won all 5 primary contests on Tuesday, added to his lead over Senator Ted Cruz of Texas. Trump winning at least 105 new delegates. Ohio Governor John Kasich got 5. Cruz got 1. Could add some more just to that whole complicated process. Trump now far ahead of Cruz and Kasich in the delegate count. In fact, Kasich still trails Senator Marco Rubio, who dropped out like eons ago in the world of politics. On the Democratic side, Hillary Clinton won 4 of the 5 contests Tuesday. Senator Bernie Sanders of Vermont won Rhode Island. Clinton now has 90% of what it takes to win the nomination. If you count the superdelegates, Sanders is promising to stay in to the end, and it may be a bitter end. Dr. Jeff Engle, director of the Center for Presidential History at SMU, you call this the end game of what has been an exhausting, lengthy process in which Clinton and Trump now pivot to November, which means what?
Well, they're both pivoting, but it's a really good test case for what kind of candidate you want to be going forward and what kind of image you want to present going forward. Clinton is clearly presenting an image of being someone who can bring the party together, bring all Democrats on her side. She was very, very keen to say that what unites us is greater than what divides us.
Right.
Trump, on the other hand, is continuing to be essentially what got him to where he is as a front runner. He's continuing to be bombastic. He's continuing to be really a schoolyard bully in many ways towards his competitors, referring to insulting Kasich, insulting Cruz still, and not really telling his supporters that they should come to him because of his good ideas. He's telling his supporters, the other supporters, that they should come to him because otherwise they're just backing a loser.
Well, and he has even said, look, I can act presidential, but that'll be boring.
It'll be boring, but the truth of the matter is it's a real good question. First of all, why he would act presidential when acting to presidential has not gotten him to where he is thus far. But the second question is, you know, if you're going to act presidential at some point, you need to start doing it. You need to start acting like you are going to be respectful of others, and that's just not been what's gotten him to this place.
Hillary Clinton, and you alluded to this, Hillary Clinton is basically telling her supporters and Bernie Sanders supporters that she wants Bernie Sanders to do same thing that she did for Barack Obama 8 years ago. Here she is.
Whether you support Senator Sanders or you support me, there's much more that unites us than divides us.
And so she is reaching, it's inevitable. She is going to be the Democratic nominee. Some uncertainty on the Republican side, none on the Democratic side.
Yeah, no, she really has this locked up at this point. She's well ahead. And so it really poses a very interesting question for the Sanders campaign, because there's typically 2 reasons a candidate will drop out of a race. The first is if the money runs out or if the people stop showing up. Well, at this point, the people are showing up in droves for Sanders, and frankly, the money is showing up as well. So he really has to decide at this point, given that he has every incentive to stay in on a personal level, how much he's going to try to be the senior statesman in the party and try to get something good out of his campaign. And I think he's already tilted her language enough and tilted her campaign enough he can look himself in the mirror and feel good about his progress.
As Ronald Reagan would have said, well, there you go again, and here goes Donald Trump in a fashion taking on Hillary Clinton. Before we roll this, though, I want you to look at the lady who should be on the right side of the screen. It is Chris Christie's wife.
Yes, exactly.
Listening to Donald Trump talking about women voters. Watch Chris Christie's wife.
Her eyes tell the story.
The only card she has is the woman's card. She's got nothing else going. And frankly, if Hillary Clinton were a man, I don't think she'd get 5% of the vote. The only thing she's got going is the woman's card. And the beautiful thing is, women don't like her, okay?
Not the best angle there, but what we basically saw was Mrs. Christie kind of rolling her eyes, sort of?
A little bit, but
yeah.
and this is a really good example of the difficulty that Donald Trump has when he says he wants to start acting presidential. Because the biggest barrier that he is going to have at this point to winning the election is making sure that he can capture women's votes.
Yeah.
More women voted for Barack Obama than men, which, to be honest, is a large reason why he got into office. And at this point, if the signature attack line against Donald Trump from the Democrats is that he doesn't respect women, Donald Trump just frankly needs to stop talking about these things, stop giving anybody ammunition whatsoever. And the fact that he seems unable to do it is really an indictment.
Thank you, as always.
Good to see you.
Great to see you. We appreciate it. We've got more to come here on Good Day.